I'm joined by Dr. Peter Juni, Scientific Director of Ontario COVID-19 Science Advisory Table. Doctor, thank you very much for joining us to talk a little bit more about this. So the numbers keep going up, specifically the numbers of people in hospital, and now we're learning about the death of a child under the age of 4. And I wanted to ask you about that because awfully tragic, of course, but the fact that children are now more and more children are getting infected with this virus.
Yeah, look, this is a matter now of this high frequency of infections. Basically Omicron is everywhere, and what we're seeing now is probably a reflection also of the fact that the severity in children may be now a bit more comparable to what we see in young adults, but it's mostly really just an issue indeed with these high numbers of infections just happening everywhere. That's resulting then also in something as tragic as what you were just describing. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you about the calls going out now for pregnant women to get vaccinated for the protection of themselves and their children.
Look, we have a myth out there that vaccines would have anything to do negatively, with pregnancies and fertility, etc. This is all a lie. But what it results in, this lie, is that we have worldwide basically a lot of women who are fertile, who have become pregnant, etc., not vaccinated. And it results in absolutely preventable tragedies. We again and again see pregnant women on ECMO, in our ICUs. And we also have an issue now indeed with infants who get some protection through the antibodies of their mothers, who now are getting ill too. All of that is fully preventable, but we have lies out there, people not held accountable for these lies, indicating that vaccines would actually just impede fertility or have a negative effect on pregnancy. This is all wrong, but this costs lives and burden unnecessarily. It's true.
Well, and I mentioned just before introducing you about obviously the hospital numbers going up, the numbers going up in ICU, and the fact that some health systems are really at the brink, code orange for some of them, non-urgent surgeries being postponed or canceled. We've been saying, Dr. Juni, for a while that this is a disease at the moment of the unvaccinated, but it would seem we're getting a clearer picture about what the unvaccinated are doing in terms of the healthcare stress.
Yeah, this is correct. Look, we need to be aware of that. That's also one of the challenges we have. If you have had some sort of immunity nowadays because you were previously infected or have received 2 doses of the vaccine, then you still are able to get infected. But the point really is the people who are not vaccinated have roughly a 10 to 20 times higher risk to end up in our hospital or in our ICU. And this really means, that's what we're seeing. We have a dramatic overrepresentation of unvaccinated people right now in our ICU. If we had you need to imagine that, if we had the entire population right now as we are today, unvaccinated, we would have 2,000 people in our ICUs with COVID-19 right now. And only thanks to the vaccination, we only have 320 roughly. Did I lose you?
Where are we, Dr. Juni, with regard to therapeutics? I mean, there was a call out from the Alberta Premier just a little while ago for special use to be granted, or the federal government to give special emergency use of Paxlovid, which is a therapeutic. Is that a reasonable request?
Look, right now the challenge we have is we don't have enough drug supply in general. There is one drug, that's dexamethasone, and another one, heparin, that is widely available and can be used in specific groups of patients that need those. But we have a real challenge with nearly everything else, and we just need to be aware of that. A lot of that is supply. Some is then also logistics. We're at this level that we are, we will not have optimal care anymore, and people really need to be aware of that. So it also makes sense to hold tight and brace for impact, because if you're unlucky, somebody like me, 54, I've had my third dose, but there's still a residual risk that I could end up in hospital, even though it's relatively low. If I would end up in hospital, I wouldn't receive optimal care anymore right now. That's a fact.
Wow. Well, Dr. Peter Juni, Scientific Director of Ontario COVID-19 Science Advisory Table, thank you once again for your time.